Today's questioner asks, how do I focus when my work is so challenging? My mind always wanders around when work is challenging. First, I want you to know this is totally normal. It's natural for the mind to wander, especially when you become overwhelmed. Your mind has a tendency to retreat into safer areas, things like daydreams, to-do lists, and what you're cooking for dinner. The key is to recognize when your mind begins to wander. Once you realize you've lost focus on your work, take a moment and notice what you're thinking about. If it's a to-do list item, make sure you have it jotted down for future reference so it isn't only living in your brain. The fear of forgetting can keep us returning to these items over and prevent us from returning to the primary task at hand. If you're jumping ahead to later in the day or are lost in a daydream, take steps to bring your focus and attention back to the present moment. Here are a few of my favorite ways to bring your attention back to the present moment and help you refocus on work. If you've listened to other Solicited Advice episodes, you've probably heard me talk about the power of breath, and today is no exception. When you notice you've slipped away from the present to a daydream or to plans for the future or even to rumination on the past, take 3 slow, conscious breaths. Bonus points for an audible exhale. I'll link to a post up there and in the show notes below on the audible exhale. After each exhale, remind yourself that now is the time to focus on work. Another technique to help keep you focused and motivated is to break your work into small steps with incentives along the way. For instance, if you are trying to write a book, instead of seeing the goal as a finished book, set the goal as writing either 10 pages, a chapter, or for 30 minutes. Pick something that feels achievable to you. And once you've reached that milestone, reward yourself. Pick a reasonable reward that's enticing enough for you to overcome the challenge. Think of things like a bowl of ice cream, a walk around the block, or 10 minutes cuddling with your cat or dog. After your reward, sit back down and tackle the next small step you've set for yourself. It might help to map out each small step and the reward for completion. Depending on the scale of the project, you might include larger rewards for bigger milestone achievements. For example, you might get takeout from your favorite restaurant when you finish the first draft of your book. And finally, a quick reminder that there's a difference between stress and eustress. If you find that work is challenging in an engaging way that causes you to learn and grow, that would be eustress. And it's a great thing. It helps you build resilience in addition to developing a stronger skill set. However, if you find that the work is challenging and that you can't bear to wake up each morning or you cry in your car in the parking lot before going into the office, that is just stress and it isn't healthy. Chronic stress sets you up for burnout, disorder, illness, and disease. It lowers your resilience and makes everything in your life harder. So if the challenge of your work is chronic stress and not eustress, I would encourage you to find ways to work with your boss to remove some of the pressure of your position or to consider a career or job change. I'm sending you a great big hug. You've got this. I hope you enjoyed this bit of solicited advice. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to be notified whenever I post new content.